Welcome. Along with our producer, Kelly's back in the Learfield studios. My name is Chris Plank. This is the Sooner Softball pregame show presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. We are 7 minutes away from first pitch, and you have not heard the starting lineups yet. So let's bring them to you. Brought to you by the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. For the Sooners, the visitors leading off and playing right field. She, the holder of a 15-game hitting streak. Cassidy Pickering, her third straight game in a leadoff spot. Fifth time in her career to bat leadoff. Team leader with a .450 average. Nellie McEnroe-Marinas will bat second and play third base, with Ella Parker in the three-hole as the designated player. Tough day yesterday for Ella as she went 0 for, but battling through that injury. It's a pain tolerance thing, and Coach Gasso has just been absolutely over the top in her praise of how Ella Parker is battling. .382 average. Still among the team leaders with 34 runs batted in and also 19 extra base hits. In the cleanup spot is Gabby Garcia, the shortstop, up to .411 on the season. Yesterday, Garcia got the final inning rally started, and there was much debate throughout the evening about the ruling on her bunt hit to start the seventh inning. It was originally ruled a hit, and then later on, the official scorers reached out and they wanted to change it to an error. We were watching the replay like crazy last night. I'm not sure about the official numbers, what they officially decided. There were no changes that were indicated in the StatCast broadcast. So just a great way to start the seventh. In my mind, she went 1 for 4 yesterday. 1 for 3 yesterday. But again, we'll see if they decide to change that from a hit to an error to lead things off for the Sooners in the seventh. Sydney Sanders will bat fifth and play first base. Sit up to .314 on the season. Abby Dayton will hit sixth and play center field. Abby at .330 for her batting average this year. Had a big hit yesterday. She's got 7 extra base hits and is up there among the team leaders with walks, and she leads the team, having been hit by 9 pitches so far this year. Boy, Alana Agbayani really has had a great couple of games for the Sooners, especially defensively. Another gem yesterday at second base. That diving catch made with the infield drawn in against Oklahoma State on Wednesday. She's been on fire. Abby Dayton has her season average at .320 right now. She'll bat 7th and play second base. Bella Immerling is in the 8th spot behind the plate, and Maya Bland gets her 7th start of the season. 7th start of the season as she'll bat 9th and play left field. In the circle for the Sooners is Kirsten Deal, coming off an outstanding performance against Tennessee in a Saturday game. Opponents hitting just .215 against her. She is 8-0 on the season, 34 strikeouts to 20 walks. That's the starting lineup for the Sooners, presented by Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. Going through the pregame hype video right now for Alabama. Here is how the starting lineup quickly looks for the Crimson Tide. Audrey Vandegrift will lead off in left field with Callie Hevelin batting second and playing second base. Brooke Elstad is at the hot corner, and she'll hit third and play third. Alexis Papilla back in the starting lineup. The DP will bat cleanup. 6 home runs and 29 runs batted in for Papilla. Abby Dukeshire in the 5-hole. The first baseman is hitting .311 on the season, among the team leaders with 12 extra base hits. Riley Valentine gets the start behind the plate in that 6th spot. It's been a struggle at the plate, hitting just .205. Lauren Johnson will bat 7th and play right field, with Salyn Hawkins in the lineup starting at short, hitting 8th, and Kristen White will bat 9th and play center field. In the circle, Sooners hit her hard yesterday after taking an inning to figure it out. Jocelyn Brisky will get the start. 10-10 on the season. This will be her 17th start of the year. Those were the full starting lineups. And as always, presented by Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. All right, one final pregame timeout. And when we come back, first pitch between Oklahoma and Alabama. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey, Sooner fans, a game-changing year is upon us. Call it your staycation destination, your Beat the Heat retreat, your after-sport resort with indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more. We just call it Okana, and it opens soon, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com. It's Oklahoma and Alabama. Game 2 of this 3-game set. A high five for Cassidy Pickering as Patty Gasso makes her way behind home plate and towards the third base coach's box. T.R.A. Jennings will man first base. I love to follow. You are missed, my friend, and we need to pause 10 seconds for station ID before first pitch. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield. Here we go, Oklahoma and Alabama, game 2 after the Sooners take game 1. The first pitch from Jocelyn Brisky skips in for ball 1. Time of first pitch, 5:02. Well done, Alabama game ops, right on time. That was the projected time in the countdown clock. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a few hanging chads, if you will, from our pregame show that we need to get you. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Pickering. That looks pretty low. It is, ball 2. Pickering right now at .450. Leads the team with 12 home runs. Leads the team with 42 runs batted in. 21 extra base hits. The 2-1 is way high, ball 3. Add to it that she is in the midst of a 15-game hitting streak. She's had 5 straight multi-hit games. 7 of her last 8 have been multi-hit games. 3-1 is in for a strike, full count. During this 15-game hitting streak, Pickering's hitting .595, has 5 home runs and 16 runs batted in. The 3-2, swing and a miss, got it. Pickering was out in front. 1 away. By the way, we heard from Mary Lou and Don Pickering in Willow Creek live as well. See if KP, who as she heads back to the Sooner dugout, is sharing information with Nelly. Kind of finished up her debrief with Ella Parker by pointing at her, almost to say, you got this. But Nelly digs in first and takes that first pitch high. Riverwind Casino keys to the game. This is easy job for us today. Off to a hot start. And in the circle, throw strikes. Attack early here. 1-0 pitch to Nelly. bounce softly towards the left side, deep in the hole. Hawkins makes the play, and quickly there's 2 away. I would also add, continue to play the flawless defense that Oklahoma has played this weekend. Let's see if we can start getting something from Ella Parker here today. It's, I'm sure, frustrating for her yesterday. Parker digs in as Brisky stares in, trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. First pitch, a little bit low, ball 1. So keys to the game brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino is always a good time, and Love's Travel Stops player to watch is in the circle, so we'll tell you about her whenever the Sooners take the field. 1-0 misses low and in 2-0. As always, thanks to Tony Walden and the crew at Walden's Cleaner and Laundry, where the difference is quality. 30 minutes. It's been fun. Here's the 2-0 to Parker with 2 outs. That's ball 3. This is a moment where I remind you that Sooner home plate umpire, the game's home plate umpire, is Tatum Stolting. Stolting has been just a disaster. 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. She was behind home plate on Wednesday night most recently. Seems wild how many of the same umpires you have in the SEC. 3-1, that's ball 4. Sooners will not go too terribly quietly in the first, and here's Gabby Garcia. Confirmed from the great Jessica Boehm, they did indeed change that hit for Gabby Garcia to an error. We were as a Zapruder filming it last night. It was in depth. Gabby, first pitch swinging, slow roller to third. Easy play for Elstad, who throws her out. That ball came off the bat almost like she had broke the bat. Just a squibber down the third base line and a 2-out walk, but that's it. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Oklahoma and Alabama are scoreless. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has connected students and businesses with career training opportunities.
We help students explore their passions, and we help adults learn new skills for new careers.
We work directly with Oklahoma businesses to make sure you get the skills employers need.
Employers today care more about skills. That's why we offer training in school districts and technology centers statewide.
More Oklahomans value workforce education than ever before.
Oklahoma Career Tech.
A workforce solution.
Hey there, I'm singer-songwriter Lainey Wilson. On my Whirlwind World Tour, I've lost count of the miles, the roads, twists, turns, pit stops, and drive-thrus we've been through. But wherever the road takes me, I'm never too far from a taste of home. Thanks to Whataburger and my favorite, the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Open all day and all night with food that makes us feel like we're from here, wherever here is. Say it with me now. What a burger!
Cruise In Auto Spa, Norman's Car Wash, Detail, and Oil Change Center, where you can get the 7-day clean car guarantee. Now you can join the Cruise In Mobile Text Club. Text OU Free Wash to 855-592-0764 and receive a free car wash courtesy of Cruise In Auto Spa. Located at 1235 West Main in Norman, make sure to visit their website for more information, cruisinautospa.com. Messaging and data rates may apply.
To the bottom of the first we go. And in the circle for the Sooners, Kirsten Deal. She is today's Love's Travel Stops player to watch. After that incredible performance against Tennessee 2 Sundays ago. Complete game 4 hitter. Gave up 1 run, struck out 5, walked 1. First pitch to Audrey Vandegrift is up high, ball 1. She pitched 2 innings against St. Thomas last week and gave up a couple hits and a run. It's falling behind in counts, which has kind of been the Achilles heel for Dill. She misses high. You don't want to fall behind Audrey Vandegrift. She was the only run for Alabama yesterday, and it came whenever she stretched a single to a double and was able to essentially score on a flyout. Now this isn't a good start. 3-0. Audrey leads the country at last check with 45 stolen bases. She's 45 for 51. In a word, she's fast. There's a strike, 3-1. Scoreless, just underway. The 3-1 pitch from Deal. Fouled back. She's worked her way all the way back. Yeah, she has a 2 stolen base lead over Kai Lusher out of Oregon. We'll see Kendra Falby in Florida here in a couple of weeks. Falby currently 7th in the country. She's got 43. Here's a 3-2 pitch, fouled off. As far as teams, stolen bases per game, the SEC has a lock on the best teams on that front. 3-2, fouled off. As far as the major conferences are concerned, surprisingly, Alabama is only 15th in the country in stolen bases per game at 2.23. 3-2 pitch again. This is becoming quite the battle between Vandegrift and Deal. There's a line drive, right center field. Bland, Pickering is out there and right. Pickering races over and makes the catch. One. That's Bland in left, Dayton in center, Pickering in right. It seemed concerning off the bat, but it's an easy fly out. And here's Haley Hadlin. Yesterday, Hellevan went 2 for 3. In a word, she was a problem. The righty digs in and takes a ball outside. Heard from our buddy Teddy Lehman. Yeah, the overanalyzation, Teddy, of the replay last night of that bunt to start the 7th was hilarious. Because right away, Coach Gasso was like, I think it's an error. 1-0 has popped up on the infield. Nelly calls everyone off. No shades, Nelly makes the catch, and there's 2 away. But surprisingly, Jen Rocha was one of those that said, I think that might be a hit. JT didn't give us the time of the day, did he? He didn't look at the replay while we were looking at it last night to determine hit or error. Well, they changed that. All right, 2 away. Here's Brooke Elstad. First pitch in the lefty-lefty matchup is a strike. Elstad rolls in, a .333 hitter, a senior. One of the vets on this squad. That 0-1 looked really good. Called a strike, strike 2. Out of Kimberly, Wisconsin. Transferred here from Louisiana. She was a teammate of Sam Landry. 0-2 misses way out. That was one heck of an 0-2 pitch. It's been an area of problems for the Sooners. Elstad actually started her career back at St. Thomas. Worked her way to the top level of college softball. 1-2 pitch, check swing on a ball up in the zone. She has made the most of her time. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, just missed low, 3. Well, we've gone after it from both angles here, Deal. We fell behind 3-zip and got Vandegrift. We jumped ahead 0-2 here. Let's get Elstad and end this inning. Sooners straight away and every facet of their defense. Here's the 3-2, fouled off. Wind not a factor right now. The flags are at rest in right center field. Deal's ready. The lefty-lefty matchup. Called strike 3. Sit down. Elstad threw her bat. tried to induce the walk. She couldn't on a pitch that was right on the inside corner. A strikeout looking into the first. We're scoreless as we head to the second. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
How's business?
Good. Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of. What's it about?
It's a new initiative to help fight crimes like money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them.
Reporting your company's beneficial ownership information is quick, secure, and free, and it helps protect U.S. national security. Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Sid Sanders will lead things off for the Sooners as we head to the second, scoreless. Get your kids into the game and behind the scenes by joining Sooner Kids Club. Membership includes free admission over 70 sporting events, Sooner swag pack featuring a replica football jersey, and VIP experiences all year long. Visit Soonersports.com/Kids Club to join today. First pitch to the Sooner first baseman is hit hard but foul. Sanders yesterday 0 for 2, but did draw a walk. It's one of the things that she's been successful at consistently in a Sooner uniform. The 0-1 is a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sanders, by my calculations, is currently second on the team with 30 walks. Here's the 1-1. Up high, 2-1. One of those players in Sid Sanders that it's a little bit concerning when you look just at her SEC numbers. Still finding a way to try to help the team. The 2-1. Sky down the left field line, hooking towards the fence, but the catch will be made just short of the sidewall by Brooke Alstad, and there is one away, and the struggles for Sid Sanders continue. She falls to 5-33 in conference play. There's Abby Dayton.
Center fielder number 16, Abigail Dayton.
Well, maybe you guys can tell, but right now there's really not a lot of juice in this place. Sooners can get a couple runs here early, they might completely deflate it. Or if Stolting, if her strike zone continues to frustrate him, maybe that'll fire him up. 1-0, hit to the right side, diving play made by Heavlin, shovels to the bag, in time, just in time. 2-way, heck of a play by Heavlin. Two-way for Ilana Agbayani. Sooners looking for their first hit of the game. Close enough. First pitch low and in. The PA guy here has me shook, and I was talking with Brock and Lexi about it, because instead of saying / or backslash on his URLs, he says /forward. I'm shook. 1-0 shows a bunt, takes a strike. Like they'll be talking about their website. Say BamaSports.com/forward offer, and I'm shook. I mean, I've never heard that before. Here's the 1-1 pitch. bounce back up the middle, cut off at short by Hawkins, throws, got it. Nice play by Salem Hawkins on the high chopper, and Oklahoma goes in order here in the second. Now let's see what Kirsten Deal can do as she heads back to the circle and a scoreless game between Oklahoma and Alabama as we head to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Boyz II Men, April 18th. America, April 26th. Patti LaBelle, May 2nd. And Scotty McCreery, May 10th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
Hey Sooner fans, a game-changing year is upon us. Call it your staycation destination, your beat the heat retreat, your after-sport resort with indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more. We just call it Okana, and it opens soon, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Oklahoma. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Alexis Papillo gets her first start of the weekend. She leads things off. Scoreless game, bottom of the second. First pitch, way up, ball one. Hey, if you want to better understand how oil and natural gas power modern life, let Mike Rowe, America's storyteller, introduce you to the people who make it all happen. Go watch their stories, oerb.com/Mike Rowe. Mike's adding new videos all the time. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pillow takes strike one on a pretty nice frame job from Bella Emmerling. In fact, point back to the circle after that one. One ball, one strike. Way up high. Pillow gets the start today. 340 average, 29 runs batted in, 12 extra base hits. 2-1. That looks good. Strike two. I don't know what they're complaining about. That's a pretty good pitch, y'all. Pillow, though, struggling in SEC play, hitting just .208. Here comes the 2-2. Boy, that's a really good pitch right there. Full count. Just missed somewhere. I know my man Okie Phil and his wife are here. Couple old umpires, they got to be scratching their head at that one right behind home plate. 3-2, swing and a miss. Got her on that rise. Another strikeout for Kirsten Deal. That's her second of the game. One away. Strikeouts this year. Tinker Federal Credit Union strikeouts. TFCU is here for you in life and money. One away. Abby Dukeshire. Righty yesterday. She rips this one foul. I mean, that didn't really go all that far. But Dukeshire here yesterday went 0 for 2. Fans chant Duke. She was hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance. Helped load the bases in the first. Wow, that 0-1 is one that would make Ebby Calvin Nuke Lelouch very happy. That thing hit about halfway up the net. 1 ball, 1 strike. Whatever it is, Deal's got it figured out here as she misses just low and away. Dukeshire, by the way, also grounded into a double play that ended any potential for Alabama to add to its lead in the bottom of the 6th inning after a leadoff single from Hevlin. Here's the 2-1. Well, that's low and away, 3-0. A lot of pitches thrown already for KD. 3 balls and a strike here. She tries to rally back Dukeshire and she hits her. So that's the second time this weekend that Dukeshire's been hit, and she heads down to first base. She turned right into. No, I mean just like she wore it. Compliment. Well, that's something this team will do. Much like Oklahoma, Alabama will let you. They'll let you hit them. They're in the top 25 in the country hit by pitches. Texas A&M, by the way, who swept LSU this week and is number 2. A&M at 2, Arkansas at 5, Tennessee at 9. There's Alabama at 24. So they got a runner at first with 1 out. First pitch, line drive, center field, down. Dayton makes the play, throws it back in quickly. It's first and third for Alabama. Now the Sooners have this place a little unsure, maybe even doubting themselves. But they've only put 1 runner on in their first 7 hitters, and that was on a walk. And now Alabama has a chance to punch first again as Lauren Johnson digs in. Johnson, 422 average, just recently getting inserted into the Alabama starting lineup. First pitch, a little bit out, ball 1. Still scoreless, bottom of the 2nd, but the Tide are threatening. The 1-0. She swings and it hit her, so it's a foul ball, strike 2. And she was, boy, it almost looked like she was near stepping on the plate, to be honest with you. She was on that inside line and she tried to swing at it and it caught her in the hand. Now Jen Roach is going to go out and chat. We'd like to thank our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. And we'd like to thank Love's Travel Stops as the presenting sponsor of OU softball. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. And if you're hungry, head to Brahms after the game for a bacon cheeseburger and milkshake made with Brahms A2 fresh milk, proud partner of Sooner Athletics. The scoreboard tells this crowd to get loud and they respond. Kirsten Deal lost the handle here a bit after getting the strikeout of Alexis Papillo to start the inning. Now after hitting Abby Dukeshire on a 3-2 pitch, she gives up a single to Riley Valentine, and there's runners at first and third with only 1 out. It's a 1-1 count on Lauren Johnson, who digs back in. A sophomore out of Franklin, Texas. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. No attempt at a double steal yet. Ball 2. Or at least no attempt yet. This might be an opportunity for Patrick Murphy to try to get the runner in motion. The 2-1. It's a bunt, pop foul, strike 2. Kind of a little safety squeeze. Dukeshire wasn't racing down the line at the pitch, so. Two balls and 2 strikes. Big pitch here. Check swing on that rise. She laid off it. This place is alive. First and third, one out of the 3-2, grounded towards the right side. Sanders will go for second to one to first. No. They're going to say the runner is out at second. Patrick Murphy points her back and says she was safe. And it looks like we're going to get a challenge. Sanders, I think it was pointless to try to get the runner at home. So Sanders went straight to second to cut down Valentine. Alabama takes the lead on a fielder's choice. There's 2 outs, though, here in the second for Salem Hawkins. Murphy had pointed Valentine back to second, but then she said, no, coach, they got me. So they save a challenge here. Alabama, remember, blew through both of its challenges without any success yesterday. They strike first again here today. First pitch high, ball 1. All arms on deck if necessary. If Alabama has continued success here against Deal, the 1-0 is line foul. In fairness, there's been one hard hit ball, and that was the single to center field. This ordeal started with a hit by pitch on a 3-2 count. Deal's got to stop falling behind on counts here. Ball and a strike. 1-0 Bama. Plenty of time still on the action clock. That's low. 2 balls and a strike. .39th pitch already from Deal is line to left field. That's down for a hit. Everyone stays where they were. Well, pardon me. Johnson moves on to second. No chance to advance. That just fell right in front of Maya Bland. And then right in front of Patrick Murphy coaching at third. And the runner, Lauren Johnson, at second. So really no true chance to do anything more. And here's Kristen White. Hit the ball hard, the junior, 368. She has a chance to add to this 1-0 lead. First pitch, little up, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 Bama trying to add to it with runners at first and second, 2 away. The pitch, there you go, kids, strike 1. That's 41 pitches now in the first, and now Patrick Murphy is going to call time. And he slowly walks down to chat with Kristen White here. University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, The Baked Bear, Community Coffee, Taco Mayo, Wonderful, and Boomerang Diamond. Sooners took advantage of that timeout for Emmerling to jog out and chat with Kirsten Deal. Sooners are ready. Now White is too as she digs in. High drama here in the second. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Sooners in their all-white uniforms with crimson Oklahoma across the chest and crimson piping. All crimson look for Alabama, including the socks. White Bama across the chest. The 1-2 pitch, really good. Really good, ball 2. Just a little bit in. Two balls, 2 strikes. Deal rocks, fires, line drive, right field. It's down for a hit. They'll send the runner home. The throw is on line, but not on time. 2-0 Bama. That's a 2-out RBI. And here's the dangerous Audrey Vandegrift. Good piece of hitting there. Johnson went down and got it. And Alabama has runners at first and third now with 2 outs. And it's 2-0. Crimson Crimson Tide. Fairness, the Sooners have played 9 innings here so far in Tuscaloosa. First pitch to Vandergrift, popped up left side. It's going to get out of play. Nelly gives chase. Great catch in the stands. Great catch in the stands. Sooners have played 9 innings against Bama so far. Offensively, they've only scored in 1. The offense can get going in the top half of the third. Let's get out of this one first. The 0-1 to Vandergrift is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. This place was lifeless through the first inning and a half. And now it's jacked. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Line drive foul left side. That's going to hit on top of Rhodes House, the team facility that's just beyond the left field sidewall. It funnels into their hitting facility, which is down the left field sidewall in foul territory. Brick facade everywhere. It's a good look. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounce to the right side. This is going to be close. Shovel to first by Agbayani. Gets her, and that'll do it. But Alabama strikes first. Tide put 2 on the board. Thanks to 3 hits, they leave 2. And as we head to the third, Sooners got to get the bats going. Trail it 2-0. This is Sooners softball from Learfield.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Visit powered by okcareertech.com to begin your career development journey today. Hit us up. Let us know where you're listening from. At OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. Is Isabella Emmerling will lead things off here in the third. Sooners down 2-0 and looking for their first hit of the game. Here's the first pitch to Bella. Swings, grounds it to the right side. Nice play over at first by Dukeshire. Takes it to the bag, 1 away. Struggles continue for Bella Emmerling in conference play. Here's Maya Bland. Bland's been a bit of a rally starter for the Sooners last few games. First pitch in for strike 1. Right on that inside edge. Good pitch. If you heard our pregame conversation with Tom Canterbury, the voice of the Crimson Tide, the 0-1 pitch. Swings and fouls it back. Big time cut from Bland. And as you pull up the stat sheet and you see someone in conference play that was 0 for and it struck out a couple of times, you feel pretty good, and then she hits the go-ahead home run. Got a good cut there and fouled it back. Ty Bland was 0 for 4 at SEC play before that home run yesterday. Action clocks at 14, 13, 12. Smart. Bland digs right in at 10. Here comes the 0-2 from Brisky. Hit down the right field on the first baseline. Scooped up by Dukeshire. 2 away. Big thanks to those of you who have checked in already, like the Jeffries in Skytook. Brenda Bamer Chapman tuned in while driving home from Ponca City to Norman. Here's Pickering, first pitch, a little bit low, ball 1. 2-zip, the Sooners trail it. My man Jerry Isbell is tuned in with the Masters and the call today. Preston and Carroll and Dauphin Island, Larry and that St. Pete Sooner Den. The 1-0. Fouled back. Good cut. Pickering, the strikeout victim in the first. One ball, one strike. 2-zip. Sooners looking for their first hit. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Pickering takes it in the dirt, 2-2. Well, there is one thing the Sooners do not have this weekend. They don't have a 2-out hit. How about right here? The 2-2 pitch. She hits it hard to right center field, falling fast, and it's down, and it's to the wall. Extend the hitting streak to 16 straight games as Pickering, just beyond the outstretched glove of White in center field, who nearly made a sensational catch, a 2-out double. And Oklahoma was 0 for 9 with 2 outs through the first 9 innings. I guess 9 2/3 of this series, and Pickering gets him a 2-out hit. Now can Nelly add to it? First pitch low, ball 1. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you how close that was by White in right center field to an amazing catch. And it just skipped off her glove. Here's the 1-0 to Nelly. Bounces it to the left side. Nice play on the short hop by Elstad. Throws, and that'll do it. Now the Sooners can't punch back or do anything with a 2-out double from Pickering. Extend Cassidy's hitting streak to 16 straight, but the Sooners go quietly in the third. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Oklahoma trails Alabama 2-0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A-game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right, because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
While other dealers are offering the same deals, you'll get more at Bob Moore Ford. Right now, get employee pricing on over 500 new Ford trucks, Broncos, and SUVs. Plus, Bob Moore gives you 1 year of maintenance included. Get Ford employee pricing now and maintenance included for the next year only at Bob Moore Ford. Conveniently located on Southeast 89th and I-35. Or browse our entire selection online at bobmooreford.com. Offer ends 6/2/25.
Have lunch at Norman's favorite hidden treasure, Midway Deli, tucked away at the corner of Chautauqua and Eufaula. We may be a little hard to find, but we're even harder to forget. Midway features delicious gourmet sandwiches and a great selection of homemade soups, pastas, and stews. Whether it's lunch or catering or booking our food truck, you'll love the food from Midway. Open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. Breakfast is served all day. The Midway, serving great food to Norman since 1955.
The Wassermans have checked in. Judy Wasserman listening on the drive home from OU baseball. Sooners didn't get the sweep, but win the series over Vanderbilt. Stephen York is checked in. Watching as Rory McIlroy tries to win the Masters. Our buddy Doug Hamilton in Hockley, Texas. Caitlin and Joe Fournier in Norman. And our man, Chief George Tiger, up in Bristow. And the Tiger Den is the first pitch to Evelyn is a little bit low from Kirsten Deal. 2-0. Oklahoma trails it. We're in the bottom of the third inning. There's the 1-0. This is just low, 2-0. Evelyn popped out to third in the first. She bats here to lead things off in the third. The 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Oh, Tatum Stolting. Don't you ever change. Here's the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch from the Sooner lefty. That pitch was in pretty much the same place and called ball 3. Deal's got to throw strikes, man. That pitch count is over 50 in just 2 full innings. Now a 3-1 count. There's strike 2. Evelyn tried to sell it. She knew it. Full count. The pitch fouled off. Good job by Evelyn to stay alive. The crowd on the berm is impressive here. They line up outside, not too terribly deep. They have been the last couple of days. As fights to get on top of the berm, and then those seats right behind the right field fence. 3-2 is hammered deep to left field. Bland gives chase. Doesn't matter. It's gone. It's a home run for Evelyn, her 12th of the season. And Alabama's not leaving much of it a doubt here early. They're up 3-0. And for Kirsten Deal, the struggles with the long ball continue, especially in SEC play. That is the 5th home run in the SEC that she's given up this year. 8th overall in the season. Brooke Elstad digs in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Like to see Deal bounce back here. Strike. Some people would say, based on how things have gone this year for Alabama, and then conversely how things have gone for Oklahoma this year, you would say Oklahoma's got them right where they want them. No balls and a strike. That thing skips even before the plate. That was not a pretty pitch. In both of our pregame conversations with the Bama crew, the inability to hold a lead has been a problem all season long for Alabama. 1-1 is grounded foul down the right side. Meanwhile, Sooners have been a bit of cardiac kids when it comes to rallying. And again, this number is based on at any point during the game that the Sooners trail. Yesterday was what I calculated as the 13th come from behind win. The 1-2 misses low 2-2. So this is definitely not a team that when they fall behind, they tap out. The 2-2 fouled off. Fouling away some really good pitches. That thing hit off. They have an overhang, kind of similar, much smaller than Love's. And that thing hit off the front of it and shot straight down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Deal. Popped up. Shallow right field. Pickering's got eyes on it. Uses the glove to shield the sun, and there's one away. Casey Rydell is checked in. Danita Higgs listening and watching from Gregg, Oklahoma. Josh Reddick is in the backyard listening and following the Masters. Cassidy's checking in on their way home from Norman to Nashville. Bubba and KP synced up in Temple, Oklahoma for KP's birthday. Happy 29th birthday, KP. Jerry B's tuned in on the Varsity Network from Salt Lake City. Eva Ted and Boomer Buzzsaw, BA. TJ and Big Sky Sooner in Noble. Johnny Rod at Empire. Boomer Sooner, Johnny. Miss Jane Jetson in Dallas. There's our guy, Shane Sanders in Midwest City. Diane and Rebecca in Pflugerville. Paige Cole up in Tulsa, while Liz Nevin is listening in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. All right, we are not having a pitching change here. Bit of a surprise, just based on the mannerisms with which Patty Gasso took to the circle. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here against Alexis Papillo, so Deal stays in, and the first pitch misses high, ball one. Papillo, a strikeout victim in the second. 3-0 Alabama. Here's the 1-0. Low, 2-0. Sid Sanders shouting words of encouragement towards the circle. She retreats towards first base where she's set up. There's a strike. Fans do not like that one at all. Two balls and a strike. Ball three low. Only one out. Oh no, the action clock is at 3. They gave her time. Boy, that would have been ball 4. Sooners catch a break there. There seemed to be some confusion. They got it figured out. We got a break there. 3-1. Didn't last long. Ball 4. Jennifer and Scott are tuned in for the Bull in Warwick Estates today. Most Sooner and family, and this will be it as Patty Gasso walks out. John Amai in Stanton, Texas. Nate Dogg and the crew. Isaac McGee is in East Grand Rapids. Lisa Jeans up in the 918. Lori, Mike, and Phyllis in Barnstable. C. Mills in Shawnee. Debbie and J.O. up in Montezuma. Wheelchair Mama in the house. 1 Cent in sunny Las Vegas. Sooner Judy's in Silver City, New Mexico. Joel in Rogersville. Joe Bob in Lexington. And Trey Linda Kerr gets the last shout out from Moore. We're having a pitching change. It'll be Bella Smith. And we'll tell you more about the new Sooner hurler when we come back in 60 seconds. OU trails at 3-0. This pitching change is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
Champions know the value of preparation, commitment, and choosing the right team. Just ask Oklahoma stars Kinsey Hansen and Kobe McKenzie.
Kobe and I know a thing or two about great teams, and when it came to finding the perfect engagement ring, BC Clark was the clear MVP.
From the moment I walked in, I knew I was in the right place. BC Clark treated us like family, from the quality, the service, and the experience.
Every love story deserves a championship ring. I am Coleman Clark. BC Clark is proud to be a sponsor of OU Athletics.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Bella Smith is in, and her first pitch to Abby Dukeshire is a little bit up high, ball 1. 3-0 Oklahoma trails against Alabama. Dukeshire on the day is, well, she scored a run and was hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-0, fouled off. Deal still responsible for the runner over at first. Alexis Papillo, who she walked. Bella Smith be called upon to try to keep this at a 3-run deficit. For a Sooner offense that's been a little stagnant to start this thing today, as they were to start yesterday. 1-1 to Duke sure is fouled back. First SEC appearance for Bella Smith since the March 22nd Missouri game. 2 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. Sooners, though, did win that game 7-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch after the deep breath from Smith. Fouled off, and it almost hit her. It just caught the bottom knob of the bat. Smith's 8-1 with a 2.58 ERA. 41 strikeouts to 14 walks. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Boy, that's something the Sooners desperately needed. 2-way. Here's Riley Valentine. She's 1 for 1. Bella Smith, the Campbell transfer. Righty-righty matchup. Misses high, ball 1. She hasn't started a game for the Sooners since March 22nd. Seen a little bit less of her in SEC play, and unfortunately it's for a reason. The 1-0 is missed. The ball got slightly away from Emmerling. She throws down as the runner tries to take second, and she got her. What a play by Bella Emmerling on a ball that skipped in the dirt to throw and gun down the runner Papillo, who thought it was far enough away, but that's a caught stealing. The 3rd time the Sooners have thrown a runner out in conference, the 2nd time the Sooners have thrown a runner out in conference play, and just the 2nd time this season. We head to the 4th. Deficit, the hole got a little bigger. Sooners down 3-0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
The best place to gear up for game day is the Sooner Shop, the official fan shop of OU Athletics. Visit them in store on the site of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium or online at shop.soonersports.com. Swing by your local Sonic to try the $1.99 Junior Chicken Sandwiches. Live free, eat Sonic. And for complete coverage of college baseball and softball all season long, check out SiriusXM SEC Radio Channel 374 and College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. I got a show there every Saturday morning from 8A to 11A on SiriusXM Channel 84, so check it out. You get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025. And as Patrick Murphy talks with ESPN, Sooners will Sooners going with the 3, 4, and 5 spots in the lineup, trailing 3-0. Things have not gone well for Jocelyn Brisky in SEC play. She's just 1-4. This is her 13th appearance, her 6th start. 3.91 ERA with 17 strikeouts and 23 walks, but she is flummoxed to the Sooners so far today, and she throws the first pitch right by Ella Parker for strike one. Parker walked in the first inning. Sooners have just one hit. Check swing on an off speed that falls in for strike two. Brisky, of course, took the loss here last night. An inning and a third, giving up 2 hits and 3 of the 5 Sooner runs. 0-2, fouled off. That was a positive sign to see Bella Smith come in and do what she did. Something the Sooners, I think it's fair to say, desperately need here. The 0-2. Oh, that's really close to a called strike 3, ball 1. Whew. That did not miss by much. With Garcia waiting on deck, here's the 1-2 to Parker. That's low, 2-2. The weather has not shifted much. It was downright hot here in Alabama today. It's cooled off as shadows start to creep across the field. The 2-2 to Parker. Line drive, center field, caught. What a play by White on a dying, hard-hit line drive to center field. But probably the hardest hit ball of the game by a Sooner. Might just be a matter of time, one away. Gabby Garcia had a weird ground out in the first, all kind of cued off the bat and rolled harmlessly down the third base line. First pitch from Brisky is in the dirt, ball 1. Remember, it was Garcia in the 7th inning yesterday that started the rally when she beat out the bunt to first and then scored on the Bland home run. Here's the 1-0. Check swing that caught the umpire flush. Oh, not even close to catching it by Valentine. Patty Gasso kind of pushes Garcia back towards the dugout, and the Alabama athletic trainer is going to come out and check on Tatum Stoilting as that thing caught her right in the face mask. Ooh, that was flush. Alabama athletic trainer Essia Tinka asking questions. Looks like she's going to stay in the game and that she is okay. Crowd here applauds. But someone got crossed up on that, and Stoilting pay the price. She's good. We're ready. The 2-0 pitch to Garcia is a little low, ball 3. Right now it is 76 degrees as the sun sets, and the wind, which is pretty calm here, is out of the south at 7 miles an hour. Well, the flags in right center field are at rest. 3-0 is a strike. Tomorrow is just going to be hot as well. 85 degrees for the high. Very, very, very small % chance of rain. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Gabby Garcia makes the motion as she steps out of the batter's box with her right hand, kind of calming down, pushing down a little bit. Full count. Brisky with a 3-0 lead brings home the 3-2 pitch, and it's popped up on the infield. Who's got it? Hawkins calls off everyone, makes the catch, and that's quickly 2 away for Sid Sanders. From the Barry Switzer Center to Owen Field, experience Oklahoma football like never before. with an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of Gaylor Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Purchase your ticket today at Soonersports.com/stadium tours. First pitch to Sydney Sanders is low and away, ball one. Sanders popped out to third her last time up. Last game of the day, only game still going in the SEC. Sanders bounces that one foul and shot right off her foot or something and then went forward. That was wild. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Sanders. Pops it up right side, but that's going to be well out of play. Not a lot of empty seats here behind home plate. Pack the burn out in right center and straightaway center field, right field, right behind the fence. They want to see a strikeout here, the 1-2. Sanders pops it up, shallow left field, falling fast, but Vandegrift comes racing in to make the catch. Oklahoma's offensive approach has left a lot to be desired. Imagine JT Gasso is not happy, nor is Patty Gasso. As we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, Sooners trail Alabama 3-0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
From the Whataburger inbox to your speaker, Kayla writes, I'm dead because of no mushroom Swiss. We checked it out, and Kayla, though a bit dramatic, is totally fine. And that's great because the mushroom Swiss burger is totally back, just like Kayla loves, with grilled mushrooms, melty cheese, and creamy au jus sauce. Kayla, don't mess with us like that. The skull emoji is not for playing around. The mushroom Swiss burger is back for a limited time. What a burger!
Power. It's more than what lights your home. It's what you do with it, and you do wonders. That's why OG&E works to make the way we bring you power even more reliable. The way you live is rapidly changing, so we're making your power even smarter. And as your energy needs change, we're working to keep your rates as low as possible. Because for power to work for everyone, we've got to make your power go further. At OG&E, we energize life.
Hey you! Good news! We've extended our offer. Save $28 or more when you join Planet Fitness for just $1 down, $15 a month. Mix up your routine or create a customized workout plan with free fitness training. That's right, certified trainers, unlimited sessions with best-in-class equipment. Plus, there's over 2,700 convenient locations to choose from, with most open 24 hours. Save $28 or more today when you join Planet Fitness for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends April 16th. See Home Club for details.
Welcome back to Rhodes Stadium. Sooners trying to dig out of a 3-zip hole as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Before we start the bottom of the fourth inning, let's give all of our great affiliates an opportunity to identify themselves as we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Two-run second for Alabama. A solo run on the Callie Hevelin solo shot in the third. Oklahoma's offense has produced one hit. It did extend Cassidy Pickering's hitting streak. But as Coach Gasso talks with ESPN, the offense is struggling. Sooners trail it 3-zip. And for a pitcher in Jocelyn Brisky, who is, I mean, just to be frank, not been very good in SEC play. She's having maybe the finest outing that she's had all season long. Similar, though, last night. I mean, in fairness, Caitlin Riley was cooking whenever the decision was made to take her out. When they brought her back in, Oklahoma was hitting her hard. There's Riley Valentine. Valentine singled in the second. Bats here to lead off the fourth, and the first pitch from Bella Smith is a little low, ball one. I was going through Brisky's game by game. This is hands down her best performance in the SEC. 1-0. A little bit in. 2 balls and no strikes. She pitched a complete game in the season opener for her against Washington, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits. Got the win there. 2-0. That's in for a strike, 2-1. But once Alabama got into SEC play, it's kind of been a house of horrors for her. Even against Mississippi State, lost that series. Bulldogs hit her hard. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. I say that because that's where she got her only SEC win previously. I mean, even in that game, she gave up 5 hits and 4 runs, but none of those 4 runs were earned. Boy, where is that defense at? The 3-1 is ball 4. Sooners are not going to win games walking the leadoff hitter. University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners: Dos Equis, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Shakes Frozen Custard, Frito-Lay, Pizza Hut, HTO, Cup Bop, Coop Ale Works, Nacho Express, and Kona Ice. 3-zip Alabama. Here's Lauren Johnson. She reached on a fielder's choice in that 2-run second inning and eventually scored. First pitch bunted right out in front of the circle. No play anywhere. In fact, nobody was covering third, but Maya Bland got there before Valentine could round. A beautiful bunt single right out in front of the plate. Here's Salyn Hawkins. And a little miscommunication, too, because Nelly was charging like she was ready to make the play. Emmerling kind of jumped in front of her, but I don't know if it would have mattered. Johnson's bunt was just perfect. Just perfect. And Salyn Hawkins might be called upon to do the same thing here. With runners at first and second, she is. She bunts it. It's a beauty. Bases are loaded. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And Jen Rocha had warned us about this on Friday whenever we were talking to her pregame. Saturday when we were talking to her pregame. She said this is a not just good bunting team, as good of a bunting team as we're going to see, period. Patty Gasso realizes that she needs to get out there and talk to her team. As with Kristen White coming to the plate, the Sooners, already down 3, are in a precarious situation with nobody on. In fact, how about this? Patty Gasso's going to the pin. What a spot for the freshman. Audrey Lowry will come out of the pen with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll tell you about the new Sooner pitcher when we come back after this Love's Travel Stops pitching change. Big spot of this game, 3-zip. Sooners trail it. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has connected students and businesses with career training opportunities.
We help students explore their passions, and we help adults learn new skills for new careers.
We work directly with Oklahoma businesses to make sure you get the skills employers need.
Employers today care more about skills. That's why we offer training in school districts and technology centers statewide.
More Oklahomans value workforce education than ever before.
Oklahoma Career Tech.
A workforce solution.
Hey Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Grant. Hang out with friends at the Adult Wellness Center or tee off at Westwood. And don't forget to make a splash at the Westwood Family Aquatic Center. Follow us on social at Norman OK Parks to explore all we have to offer. Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
Well, Rhodes Stadium is rocking. They can smell blood. Oklahoma realizes the situation they're in. So the pitching change will bring in Audrey Lowry. Just her second appearance in conference play, but her first was memorable. A complete game 3 hitter, allowing just 1 run in a 2-1 win over South Carolina. She's battled an injury that kept her out until just last weekend when she made her return with 2 1/3 scoreless innings against UCF. Now with the bases loaded and nobody out, she'll face Kristen White. Lefty-lefty matchup, first pitch. That's a strike. Infield is in for the Sooners as the 0-1 pitch is fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. Wind, of course, has shifted to where it's blowing a little bit more out and is picked up towards right field. Now blowing a little bit more towards right center. 0-2 count here. The pitch. Little out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pretty good 0-2 pitch. Bases full of tied. Valentine at third. Johnson at second. Hawkins at first. 2 reached on a bunt. Here's the 1-2. Slap foul. Pops up. Might have caught the hand of Emmerling, but she's okay. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Chopped towards third, charged by Nelly. No, Emmerling makes the play and tags out the runner. That ball didn't quite take the hop that it looked like it originally did. And Emmerling was right there to make the play and tag the runner coming home. Valentine, 1 away. And here we go. Freshman on freshman, the dangerous Audrey Vandegrift, who might be the happiest person. Kirsten Deal isn't in the game anymore. Lefty-lefty, infield in. First pitch, low and in, ball 1. There is, it bears mentioning, a lot of room behind home plate here. Kind of similar to Love's, maybe not quite as much, but you can score from third on a wild pitch. There's a fly ball to right field. Pickering gives chase, makes the catch. Runner tags. They're going to throw behind the runner at first, who gets back. It's a sac fly RBI, and it's 4-0. Oh, man, if the Sooners can get out of this by just giving up 1 run. Ooh, but be careful here. Evelyn homered her last time up. And a home run here puts the Sooners in run rule territory. Something we don't see very often at all. First pitch, a little low and in, ball 1. Kristen White was way off the bag at first on that fly ball. They almost had a chance to double her up. The 1-0 pitch as she goes for second. The throw down is on line, but they're going to cut it off to make sure that they avoid the double steal. I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a throw from Emmerling. Second and third now, 2 away. 1 ball, 1 strike after the stolen base. Sooners down 4. 1-1. Good off speed. Strike 2. I don't think that's consistently been a strike tonight, but I think it's a strike, so I understand their frustration. I get it. That's a strike, but it hasn't been called much at all. Pretty big pitch here. The 1-2. Swing and a miss! Big time from the freshman, Audrey Lowry, who comes out of the pin, and with the bases loaded and nobody out, holds the tie to just 1. We head to the 5th. Sooners down 4. 4-zip Alabama. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son Ricky took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was gonna have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Sooners in a hole. See if the offense can get going here. Down 4-zip as we head to the 5th innings. 5th innings brought to you by the Hal Smith Restaurant Group. Enjoy any of your favorite Hal Smith restaurant groups. Great dining experiences at any of our restaurants. You can learn more at halsmith.com. Click on their restaurants, find a restaurant. Based in Norman. Appreciate Mr. Hal Smith. Wait, time is called. Time is called. There's a, it's not a beach ball. Like one of those, looks like one of those good old-fashioned pink hard balls that we used to play dodgeball with when we were kids. Abby Dane will lead things off. Now we're ready. First pitch is high, ball 1. When you were in Mr. Rhodes' 7th grade gym class, and he didn't care that you just got hit in the face with one of those at 100 miles an hour. You had to get up. Dayton buckled her a bit, takes the ball for strike 1, 1-1. Abby grounded out to second. In the second, Sooners have had no answer here for Brisky. There's a slap attempt, not even close. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Jocelyn Brisky. What an unfortunate story she's been here today. The 1-2, grounded foul. We mentioned this is the last game in the SEC, and of course we have the Monday game still to go. Of course, the big story today, we look at scores brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. It's Tennessee. 1-2 is hit hard and deep to center field, but ranging back and making it look easy is White, and there's one away. Dayton hit that hard. So Tennessee takes the series. They beat Texas 4-1.
Second baseman, number 50.
So as we sit right now, there is a new first place team in the SEC. As Agbayani digs in with the Sooners down 4. First pitch swinging, line drive, dying but caught. Vandergrift was right there, 2 away. I mean, the Sooners are just smoking the ball. But it has been right at the Crimson Tide. So at 11-3, say hello to first place Texas A&M, who swept LSU this weekend. Here's the first pitch to Bella. That's a little bit in, ball 1. Sooners need to rally here that put them in a first place tie with A&M. Florida lost today, so there is some separation between the top 3 teams in 4th. As that 1-0 pitch is out. Florida now 9-6 on the season. A&M 11-3. Texas 11-4. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. How's that possible with A&M in the SEC stand? All right, Texas part. Yeah, there we go. 11-4 for Texas and 11-3 for A&M. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hard hit ball down the right field line. It is foul. Just foul as it one hops off the fence. don't think they had included that A&M game. Look at the official SEC website here to make sure we get everything right, not just the release they sent out. And there you go, 11-3 and 11-4, huh? 2-2. Ground is softly towards third. Up with it is Elstad, and it is an empty inning for the Sooners. Man, that is 7 straight retired by Brisky. And Alabama has just had the Sooners number here today. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Oklahoma down 4-zip. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I run a foundation that awards work ethic scholarships. But when it comes to work ethic, you guys wrote the book. Nobody works harder than the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. It can be blazing hot or crazy cold. They're always out there, making sure America has all the energy we need to stay safe and secure. Something to think about next time you see one of those monuments to independence, otherwise known as an oil rig. Learn more at oerb.com/micro.
Make it rain this April at Riverwind Casino with big wins and even bigger jackpots. Enjoy the sweet smell of money in the non-smoking oasis.
Get hyped on nearly 3,000 of your favorite electronic games.
Become a legend in the high-stakes lounge.
And get rewarded like the VIP you are when you use your wild card.
Hit nothing but net with the $80,000 Spring Spins and Wins giveaway.
So thunder up and win like a champion, only at Riverwind.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A-game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Sooners down 4-zip. Audrey Lowry back to work. She'll face the 3-4-5 hitters, Brooke Elstad, Alexis Papillo, and Abby Dukeshire. The bad news, well, the good news is the Sooners are hitting the ball hard. The bad news is they're hitting it right at the Alabama defense. First pitch swinging for Elstad is fouled off. Brooks 0 for 2 with a first inning strikeout. Want to clear up any confusion that I caused. A&M is first in the SEC after sweeping LSU. They've won now 12 straight games. They played one fewer game because they had the game was rained out and canceled against Georgia. So that's where they're off a half game as the 0-1 is fouled back. So a live look at the SEC standings has Texas A&M in first at 11-3, barring the outcome of this game. The Sooners are currently half game back at 10-3. Is there at 11-4. That one's fouled towards the Bama dugout. Then there's a 2-game separation to Florida and Tennessee. And Mississippi State is right there at 9-6. How about Arkansas on the run they've been on since the Sooners swept them in Fayetteville? 0-2, bounce back to Lowry, offer glove to Nelly, throws, not in time. Oh, that went right off the glove of the freshman Lowry, and it slowed down just enough where Nelly didn't have a play. Here's Alexis Papillo. Sooners are down to their final 6 outs here when they get back into the dugout. Let's hope they can keep this at 4-0 Alabama. Bouncer back to Lowry to second for 1 to first, not in time. That was an excuse me, I didn't mean to. Check swing bounce. 1 away. Six hits now for the Crimson Tide. Oklahoma has just 1. And the only hit for Oklahoma, that 3rd inning double by Cassidy Pickering. We're going to get a pinch runner here. Alabama will bring in Mari Hubbard to pinch run at first.
Your attention please, pinch running for Alabama number 81, Mari Hubbard.
LSU, who was knocking on the door of first place in the SEC, have completely fallen off the map. Here's Abby Dukeshire. She's showing bunt. First pitch, pulls it back and takes a strike. Dukeshire on the day, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch or strikeout in the third. Ended what was a frustrating inning. Now she hits one deep to left field. Bland is going back, and that is gone. Dukeshire got the pitch she liked, rocked it out of here, and it's a party at Rhodes Stadium. 6-0 Alabama. One area where a couple of times this year Lowry has struggled, though just the second homer she's given up in SEC play. In now 33 and a third innings, the 5th home run she's given up. Opponents have now hit 31 home runs off the Sooners this year. This is pretty much as thorough of a kick-in as Oklahoma's taken in a while. 6-0 Alabama. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's only one away. Here's Riley Valentine. Lowry, big breath as she fires the first pitch in for a strike. Looks like it crossed up Bella Emerling, but it was right down the middle. One 0 is low. I mentioned LSU. It shows you how challenging this conference can be, man. They were rolling after winning 2 of 3 over Alabama, but they lost that final game. Swing and a miss on an off-speed strike 2. They run-ruled Bama, then beat them 2-1, and then got beat 8-5. They haven't won after getting swept by A&M since. Ground ball left side, up with it is Nelly. Throws across, 2 away. Lauren Johnson has reached base both times. A fielder's choice in the second, a single in the fourth. She's scored 2 runs. Riverwind Casino's newly remodeled gaming floor has almost 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. No surprise at Riverwind is always a good time. First pitch swinging, grounded to the right side. Easy play for Agbayani, who throws to first, and that'll do it. Down goes Alabama, but not until they add more fuel to their fire. We head to the 6th, biggest hole of the season for the Sooners. They trail at 6-0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle, or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I look through his eyes. I can envision the whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
9 1 and 2 hitters on a day where the offense has sputtered. 9 nice to at least start chipping away at this as time is running out for the Sooners. They're down 6-zip. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Planet Fitness is a proud partner of Sooner softball with multiple locations in Oklahoma. Planet Fitness can help you with whatever you're getting fit for. Join today. Maya Bland 0 for 1 kind of gives you an idea of how good Jocelyn Brisky has been. This is just the second plate appearance for the Sooners' 9-hole hitter, and she takes ball 1 high. Sooners won here 5-1. All 5 runs came in the 7th. That's the only inning the Sooners have scored a run so far this weekend. 1-0. Tried to check her swing. Too late. Swing and a miss. Bland gets in. She's ready. There's 5 on the action clock. The 1-1 pitch. Hit to the right side hard. Nice job staying down on by Hevelin. Throws to first, and that's a first out. Well, here's Pickering. She has the only hit of the day for the Sooners. A 3rd inning double. On a ball that was nearly caught by White.
Number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
Shadows all across the field. Outside of an area in right center field and down the right field line. That off speed is a good one. Strike 1. This is a much different Jocelyn Brisky than anyone has seen during the SEC season. She has been outstanding. Here's the 0-1. Low, 1-1. Sooner hitters have been out of sync all day long. But starting to see more hard outs. Unfortunately, just not enough time to be able to celebrate those. Down to your final 5 outs. Here's the 1-1 to Picker. Swings, grounds it back up the middle, backhanded, deep in the hole to throw. Got her. What a play by Hevelin on a bouncer back up the middle. Even on the hard hit balls, the defense is right there. This is looking more and more like it is just not the Sooners' night. Here's Nelly. Nelly's 0 for 2. Ella Parker waits on deck. 6-0 Alabama. First pitch to Nelly, skips up, ball 1. So again, that full SEC scoreboard. Tennessee beat Texas 4-1. A&M 4-1 over LSU, and Ole Miss salvages the Sunday game with an 8-6 win over Florida. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Nelly, up high 2-0. Mississippi State wins the series over Missouri, taking the Sunday game 10-2 in Starkville. Arkansas wins its series in the rubber game over South Carolina 5-4, and Auburn sweeps Georgia, winning 8-4. Here's the 2-0 to Nelly. Strike 1. SEC scores and our college softball scoreboard, brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch to Nelly. Up high, ball 3. How about Iowa State? Iowa State goes to Stillwater and wins the series. Jamie Pinkerton's crew takes out the Cowgirls today, 8-4. Huge for Iowa State. Here's the 3-1. Nelly swings and pops it up to right field. Johnson is under it, makes the catch. That'll do it for the Sooners in the 6th. Really needed something there. See if we can't get a little Sooner magic again on a Sunday. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Oklahoma trails at 6-0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Need to get back in the game when it comes to health insurance for your family or just yourself? We've got you covered. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma is connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. Local service with access to the largest network in the state. Choose Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma is a proud sponsor of the University of Oklahoma Athletics.
Hey Sooner Nation, when you want to travel, choose the premier motor coach transportation provider, Overland Charters. With over 25 years in the transportation business, Overland Charters is your go-to for top quality group transportation services in Oklahoma and throughout the entire country. So if you want to travel with the winning team this season, choose the premier brand in group transportation, Overland Charters. Check them out online at overlandcharters.com to book your next trip. Overland Charters, official motor coach provider of OU football.
The Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger is an all-time favorite. It brings so many flavors together in harmony, you might wonder if it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's got 2 all-beef patties, both of which fantastic. Crispy bacon, love that. Grilled onions, melty cheese. I mean, who would say no? And sweet and spicy pepper sauce. Yes, please. I guess we're kind of partial to every part. The Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger from Whataburger, just like you like it.
Located just minutes from the Oklahoma campus, Courtyard Norman offers affordable, stylish accommodations with tech-forward amenities and classic Southern hospitality. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. Sooner Softball also brought to you by OG&E. OG&E, we energize life. And Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the Junior Captain of the game. Junior Captain is the ultimate fan experience for children grades 3 through 7. Visit either location in Norman or South OKC for your free consultation. Couple shifts here for the Sooners. New catcher is Corey Hicks. Looks like they've moved Abby Dayton to left, Hannah Core to center, and Cassidy Pickering out in right. As Salen Hawkins leads things off, bounces it to short. Garcia from deep in the hole throws to Sid Barker, who's currently at first, and there's one away. So Barker at first, Agbayani at second, Garcia at short, Nelly at third, a battery of Lowry and Hicks. Dane in left, Core in center, and out in right, that's Pickering. Kristen White has been a problem here at the bottom of the lineup. Takes the first pitch a little bit up, ball 1. The 1-0. Missed a little bit out. 2 balls and no strikes. White singled in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Alabama has been the aggressor all day long. The 2-0 pitch is in for a strike, 2-1. Sooners haven't been shut out since Alabama did it in 2019. 2-1 pitch is bunted foul, 2-2. That was a game that was immediately followed by Oklahoma winning to advance to the championship series. Shasta Lanalo hit one of the farthest home runs of that second game I'd ever seen. The 2-2 is fouled away. And the Sooners were shut out in 2019. That was the last time. Prior to that, it had been 1,467 days since their previous shutout. So, in other words, it had been a minute. 2-2 is popped into shallow right field. Pickering gets a good beat on him, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Again, an incredibly fast game. I mean, our first pitch was at 5:02. We're at an hour and 40 minutes here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Alabama's put 6 runs on the board. Vandegrift is 0 for 2, does have a sac fly RBI, and she'll lay down a bunt that rolls foul. If you're looking ahead to that Sooners 6th, Sooners 7th, to try to get at least 6 back, it'll be Parker, Garcia, and Sanders. 3, 4, and 5. OU, only 1 hit, and they've been charged with an error as well. The 0-1 pitch bounced foul down the first base line. Well, they've done a good job of minimizing Vandegrift here today. Problem is everyone around her has stepped up. Evelyn has the home run. Dukeshire has the home run. Team that doesn't traditionally hit a lot of home runs. Alabama's got 2 today. The 0-2 is bounced foul. I mean, the weather's immaculate if you need a positive. There you go. Especially now that everywhere but right field is in the shade. The 0-2 is popped to left field. Dayton's under and makes the catch, and that'll do it for the first time since the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning. Oklahoma is going to need a lot of bloops and a lot of blasts as we head to the seventh. Alabama 6, Oklahoma 0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Oklahoma trails at 6-0 as we head to the seventh inning. Sooners are going to need a rally of epic proportions to try to, at the very least, extend this game or gain a little confidence heading into tomorrow after they put 5 on the board in the seventh yesterday. See if Ella Parker can start it off the right way. First pitch is in for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Parker. Swings and fouls it down the first base line. Since the Sooners have found themselves in this kind of predicament. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging one away, and Parker, frustrating, unfastens, her batting gloves as she heads back to the dugout. Here's Gabby Garcia. She's 0 for 2 and takes the first pitch for a strike. The 0-1 to Garcia, shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball and takes a little walk down the first base line. Here comes the 1-1. Up high to him. It's got to start with a base runner. If you can get anything going here, it's got to start with a base runner. Two balls and a strike. Ball 3. Sid Barker waits on deck. Crowd does not like that. A little bit low. Garcia being very deliberate. Now she digs back in right at 11 on the action clock. She's ready. Brisky brings home the 3-1 pitch to the freshman, who lays down a bunt down the first base line. The throw is in time. 2 away. Nice play by Dukeshire, charging. And And here's in Sid Sanders' spot, Sydney Barker, the last hope for the Sooners.
Number 77, Sydney Barker.
First pitch to Barker. A little bit up, ball one. Sooners have just one hit. That hit came in the third inning on a two-out double by Cassidy Pickering. 6-zip Alabama. There's a hard hit ball deep to left center field, and it is gone. A solo shot by Sid Barker with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Oklahoma will avoid the shutout, but stay alive for now. It's 6-1. That a kid, Sid Barker. Here's Abby Dayton for Sid Barker. That is her first home run in SEC play, and on the season for the freshman. Chalk up home run number 6 and RBI 26. Now 6-1. Here's Abby Dayton. She's 0 for 2. First pitch to Dayton is in for a strike on that upper edge. Second hit of the game comes with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning, and it's a Sid Barker solo home run. The 0-1 is low, 1-1. Well, Bama's got a good cushion here. Alana Agbayani, though, waits on deck. She wants an opportunity. The 1-1. Strike 2. And at the knees on Dayton. Crowd is in a frenzy, as you might imagine. Big moment here. The 1-2 is up high, 2-2. And by that, I just mean a big moment for this team. We've talked with Gray. We've talked with Tom. They're just bewildered by their inability to finish games. It might be a different story. The 2-2 is chopped foul. And as far as SEC play is concerned, not a better outing on the resume of Brisky so far this season than what she's done today to what has been one of the most dynamic offenses in college softball, holding the Sooners to just 2 hits. Let's see if Dayton can keep it alive, though. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch from the righty, Brisky. Foul down the left field line, slicing out a play. Tomorrow night, make plans. Hour later, 6 o'clock, as Valentine's going to jog out and chat with Brisky here. We'll be on the air with a 5:30 pregame show, but let's see if Sooners can delay any of that talk about tomorrow's game a little bit longer here. Maybe start to creep a little doubt into the mind of Brisky. Here's the 2-2 to Abby Dayton. Low, ball 3. Dayton asks for time, gets it. She's ready. Here comes the 3-2. Popped up, shallow left field, racing in is Vandegrift. She'll make the catch. And Alabama forces a rubber game on Monday as they beat the Sooners on a Sunday in pretty dominating fashion. Final score from Tuscaloosa. It's Alabama 6, Oklahoma 1. And we'll see you tomorrow night for the rubber game between the Sooners and the Crimson Tide. The Brahms postgame show is coming up next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Here in Oklahoma, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2013, Precision Garage Door has been proud to be a part of the OKC and Tulsa communities. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we've got you covered. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Looking to declutter? Donate to Goodwill Central Oklahoma today. Your gently used clothes, furniture, and household items don't just make room in your home, they help create opportunities for people in our community. When you donate to Goodwill, you're supporting job training, employment services, and more. It's a simple way to give back and make a real impact. Drop off your donations at any Goodwill location or schedule a pickup today. Visit okgoodwill.org to learn more. Goodwill Central Oklahoma, changing lives, one donation at a time.
Craving a getaway? Let your taste buds take a trip with Brahm's new Aloha Burger Crave and Save combo. This still includes a double cheeseburger stacked with 2 juicy hamburger patties, melty provolone, fresh grilled pineapple, crisp spinach, ripe tomato, and Brahm's signature dipping sauce, all on a sweet Hawaiian bun fresh from Brahm's Bakery. Pair it with Brahm's golden crinkle-cut fries and a hand-dipped milkshake, all for just $8.89. Now that's a deal we're saying aloha to.
Hey Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Grant. Hang out with friends at the Adult Wellness Center or tee off at Westwood. And don't forget to make a splash at the Westwood Family Aquatic Center. Follow us on social at Norman OK Parks to explore all we have to offer. Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Champions know the value of preparation, commitment, and choosing the right team. Just ask Oklahoma stars Kinsey Hansen and Kobe McKenzie.
Kobe and I know a thing or two about great teams, and when it came to finding the perfect engagement ring, BC Clark was the clear MVP.
From the moment I walked in, I knew I was in the right place. BC Clark treated us like family, from the quality, the service, and the experience.
Every love story deserves a championship ring. I am Coleman Clark. BC Clark is proud to be a sponsor of OU Athletics.
They're filing out a happy group here at Rhodes Stadium as Oklahoma meeting with Coach Gasso in right field following the game. Frustrating one here today for the Sooners as they fall 6-1. 6 runs for Alabama on 7 hits. The Sooners' only run came on a solo home run from Sid Barker, and that was in the top of the 7th inning. Imagine it might be a pretty long conversation with head coach Patty Gasso and the Sooners down in that right field corner as we welcome you into the Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Store's post-game show. Farm fresh for over 50 years. And, of course, we don't usually bug coach after losses, but hopefully we'll be talking after a celebratory series win tomorrow. Our post-game interview is typically brought to you by Courtyard of Norman, located just minutes from the OU campus. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. Well, there won't be a lot of work to do, unfortunately, with the final stats. They're coming up next as Oklahoma falls and a chance to jump into first place in the SEC and maybe even put themselves, if they had swept the series, in first place all to themselves. But Alabama and Jocelyn Brisky had other plans. Brisky was fantastic, a complete game 2-hitter. She allows 1 run, 2 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Sooners did not get a great start from Kirsten Deal, 2 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, struck out 2 and walked 1, but some promise to take from Audrey Lowry's performance. In 3 innings, she allowed just 1 hit. Of course, it was a home run. She gave up 2 runs. 1 of them was earned, struck out 1. But Brisky gets the win. She improves to 11-10 on the season. Deal the loss. She falls to 8-1. Time of the game, 1 hour and 51 minutes in front of a capacity crowd of 4,400 here at Rhodes. You're tuned into the Sooner Softball postgame show presented by Brahms. We got our final stats and our Jimmy Austin, OU Golf Club player of the game next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Incredible performance in the circle today from Jocelyn Brisky. She holds the Sooners to just 2 hits, and Oklahoma falls to Alabama by a final score of 6-1. Sooners dropped to just their 4th loss of the season. They're 36-4 overall, 10-4 in the SEC. Alabama, 29-16. They improved to 6-8 in the SEC, and it sets up a massive rubber game tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Final stats brought to you by Taco Mayo Fresh Mex. Not a lot of positives here. Just being honest, guys. 1 for 3 from Cassidy Pickering. She extends her hitting streak to 16 straight games. Sid Barker goes 1 for 1 with that 7th inning home run. She drove in the only Sooner run of the game, but that was it. I mean, let's look at the actual runners in scoring position. And Oklahoma had only 1 bat, I think, with a runner in scoring position today. They were 0 for 1, yeah. Only 1 plate appearance for the Sooners with a runner in scoring position, and only 2 at-bats today with a runner on base. And both of Oklahoma's hits came with 2 outs, which were their first 2 2-out hits of the entire weekend. As a team, they hit just .087 today. Well, Alabama, its offense was cooking. They hit 500 with runners on base, 333 with runners in scoring position. 6-1 the final, 7 hits to 2, and a multi-hit game for Salem Hawkins, the shortstop. Pitching-wise, 3 pitchers for the Sooners, 2 1/3 for Deal, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 strikeouts and a walk. She takes the loss. Bella Smith came in 2/3, gave up 2 hits, a run, walked 1, struck out 1, and then Audrey Lowry finished it off in 3 innings, giving up just a hit, 2 runs. 1 of them were earned, a strikeout. As the Sooners pitchers, what are we looking at there? Well over 100 pitches, right, on the night between them. Quick math here. Deal was credited with 67, just 14 for Bella Smith, and 35. 116 pitches from Sooner pitchers tonight. We would never give the Jimmy Austin OU Golf Club player of the game to the opponent, but holy smokes. I mean, I'm getting mad at myself saying the name as much as I am, but Jocelyn Brisky came into the game struggling in SEC play. Brisky's ERA in conference play was 3.91. She was 1-4. And in 34 innings, had walked 23 batters. Tonight she walks just 1, strikes out 2, and a complete game win to improve on the season to 11-10 in the SEC overall and 2-4 in the SEC. Final stats have been presented by Taco Mayo. Big appetite, bigger savings. Download and save today. We'll take a break. When we come back, our OG&E play of the game, our Jimmy Austin-OU Golf Club player of the game, and then we're going to get back to the hotel and wash this one. Sooners fall by a final score of 6-1. Our final segment from Tuscaloosa is next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
6-zip Alabama. There's a hard hit ball deep to left center field, and it is gone. A solo shot by Sid Barker with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Oklahoma will avoid the shutout, but stay alive for now. It's 6-1. Unfortunately, that bright shining light didn't come until it was too dark. Solo home run from Sid Barker is our OG&E play of the game. OG&E, we energize life. And our Jimmy Austin-OU Golf Club player of the game. Well, 2 hits. Let's give it to Cassidy Pickering and Sid Barker. Barker responsible for the only run for the Sooners, that solo home run. And obviously, Cassidy Pickering extended her hitting streak to 16 straight games with a 3rd inning double. Jimmy Austin-OU Golf Club, where we encourage you to golf like a champion. Sooners have just finished their conversation out in right field. And time for us to look at the scoreboard, brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. The SEC, every series is over, obviously, except for ours. Tennessee took the series from Texas, beat them today 4-1. Texas A&M sweeps LSU, wins today 4-1. Ole Miss salvages the 3rd game of its series with Florida with an 8-6 win. Mississippi State wins the rubber game against Missouri 10-2. While Arkansas takes the series from South Carolina 5-4. Auburn sweeps Georgia with an 8-4 win, and Kentucky was out of conference. They swept Boston College, playing them twice yesterday. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. And this week's upcoming Sooner schedule, very simple. Be back here tomorrow night Sooners need you. 6 o'clock first pitch. We'll be on the air with a 5:30 pregame show for Oklahoma and Alabama. This look at upcoming OU athletic events has been brought to you by Bob Moore Ford. Bob Moore Ford, where there's over 300 trucks to choose from. And don't forget about BobMooreFord.com/hero. Proud to honor service members through the Patriot of the Game. This one hurt. Thanks for joining us for the Sooner Softball postgame show presented by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores, farm fresh for over 50 years. Also, thanks to Kelly. Great job back in the Learfield studio. Sooners will head back to their hotel, try to figure out